Now, in order to get to the next level of your Kung Fu training, you need to learn how to use it. But more importantly, you need to learn how to train it. It is not as hard as people think. Okay. But people tend to forget that Kung Fu means hard work. So, just because you work hard on something doesn't mean that something you are working hard at needs to be hard. Simple steps equals success. Okay? And learning how to fight with your Kung Fu. Yes, it can be hard, but it also can be simple. Now, I'm using Northern Shaolin and Chole Foot in this example. I'm in the white and I'm facing a Wing Chun man. Okay. Now, the first step for any fight is distance. The techniques you use, and the style you use, and really the system depends on your distance. Will ultimately will ultimately dictate your distance. Okay. And even though I'm using a quote unquote long fist style, have you? Me personally, I like to and what also will dictate your distance is your opponent and the style and the system your opponent uses. Okay. Now I know he's using a close range inside style, so I in a very fast close range in inside style. So I'm going to use a countering. Okay, so let's go back to that. Distance. We're focusing on distance right now. Now you can see when the first exchange happens, I'm gauging his distance. I know he wants to come in. So I create the furthest line to confuse him, make him think I'm running away. Right here. I mark the line with my body. He does not know what I'm doing, but right here, I am creating the line. Right here. Now, so I'm going to maintain this distance. Now, you see, when I create this line right here, is not so close to my face, but just enough. So I know whenever it's literally almost like creating a shape, a barrier almost, a mental barrier. Okay. So I know whatever comes within that barrier, when it gets too close, I need to react to something. This is where he wants to be. Okay. If it was a long range style, it would be out further. I would probably throw like a jab or something, kind of like how Mayweather does. But for right now, I know he wants to be in here. So I'm marking this. Okay. Now I'm holding that barrier or that frame. Okay. You can see when he moves, I don't move. That barrier. See, now he thinks he can rush in. You can see I'm not moving as far as back now. I'm staying right there. I want him to come in as close as possible. So I'm setting the trap just enough. Right here, and I hit him with a Sao Choi hook. Okay. I got that from my distance. Watch how I maintain this distance right here. Okay, now so I'm playing with that barrier. Now that barrier is not only my distance for defense, but also my attack right here. Hmm? You see, he's throwing, but I have that barrier up. Now I understand because I have that distance and that barrier. I understand and I can feel, and this comes with experience, knowing when there is a false attack and a real attack. That comes with experience, okay? And when I feel the real attack coming, I react. It's used to my Sao Choi. I'm throwing my Northern Shaolin, really cannon hammer fists. See, now I understand the range and the distance. Now I'm working on, well, we won't get into timing just yet. Distance is everything. Now I won't have to rely on my eyes so much. It's a feeling now. Right? Now he's adding the legs for the distance. The legs changes things a lot. Okay. So now I'm opening up a little bit more from the higher plane to the lower plane. Okay. Things can change in an instant. Now I know when to attack and when to defend. Let's go back to that. How did I dodge that? Understanding the distance and the timing. Oh, from the distance. You see, I understand that didn't wasn't going to reach, so I didn't over commit, or I didn't overreact. But when that came, when you reach that distance, my body automatically reacts. See, distance, I don't need to move. Okay, marking. Whew, this is a good one. All right, now he's playing with my distance by attacking both planes at the same time. I didn't see that coming. This is understanding where Kung Fu, this is where it gets to the nitty gritty. This is good stuff. Leg pick. Woo! This is where the balance and the flexibility and the forms come into play. If I didn't have the traditional basics, I would have been on my ass. Beautiful. Very beautiful. All right, so now I understand. Okay, the distance for both planes now play a role. Now, this is very subtle. Watch what I do right here. Now I'm playing with the distance of both planes right there. Right now, I'm using that not only for defense, now for the attack. Now I'm moving in. Now I get it. You see here, you see I don't, if I didn't have my distance and I would just focus my distance barrier on my defense, I would have thrown there and left myself open. But I didn't. Now I can use both the higher and the lower plane. Now, if I was, we weren't sparring, I would have really committed and I would have caught him. Well, that goes for me too. Now, there's a reason why I threw this traditional Northern Shaolin sequence strike as a false attack in conjunction with my feet. Look at this. I understand my distance. And then, cha! Didn't really want to fully connect because we're sparring, but I could have. Okay. But he kind of moved in, and I really didn't want to hit him that hard with the cannon hammer double fist. Right? He seemed to be okay, and he's moving in. I'm like, whoa, are you okay? Now I understand my distance. Now I've connected. This is just a range finder. Just let him know I got your distance now, and a timing. We'll get the timing later. Mm. Now I see I was a little bit undisciplined there, and he could have caught me. You see, I reestablished the distance, and I cover. Ooh, that was really good by Donnie. And now I use another attack to cover the distance. And now you see I'm not so far back from my distance now that I've connected. And I notice his head is closer. And he pulled his body back, which gives me a closer distance. I go up and then I go down. Ooh, I really didn't want to connect that hard, to be honest with you. But it is what it is, man. So you can see how distance plays a crucial part in your kung fu.